Squats are one of the best exercises when it comes to longevity, but done wrong, and they're one of the fastest ways to wreck your knees. It doesn't matter how strong you are if your mechanics are off, your knees will take the hit. The good news is these three areas can be fixed immediately, starting with your footwear. Now, every single time I go to the gym, I see people doing squats in a running shoe. Now, you don't want to squat in a running shoe because a running shoe is not designed for squatting. A running shoe is designed for running. It has that extra cushion built in so that every time you land during your stride, it can absorb some of that impact to offload the joints of the leg. Now, if we're squatting like that, we have an unstable surface beneath us. You may as well be squatting on top of a pillow. When moving a heavy weight, it's best to have a very stable surface that you can push off of, such as a weightlifting shoe, or to squat like I do with no shoe. This way, the foot won't wobble side to side, meaning that the knee won't be compromised and have to wobble side to side as well as it tries to compensate for that instability at the foot. Next, we have rotation of the tibia. Many people don't know this, but the knee does more than just bend and straighten. It has another plane of motion, which is rotation. Now, the degree of movement here is significantly less than the bending and straightening, but it is natural as you bend your knee for your tibia to move inward, meaning that as you go down into the squat, your toes relative to the knee will turn inward. The motion here is very subtle. It's different for everybody based on if you have any degree of tibial torsion, meaning that your tibia will be twisted one way or the other. For me, as I squat, if I aim my kneecap towards my fourth or fifth toe, I find that this is ideal to allow me to get full depth and allow that tibia to rotate inward so that the knee isn't experiencing unnecessary shearing as I'm trying to keep them straight during the motion. Now, this will also help keep you out of that valgus position where the knees move together. If you let the knee or the tibia rotate inward, naturally your knees will have to go out a little bit, helping to avoid that inward collapse. If you're finding this helpful, go ahead and hit that like button so other people can find it as well. Otherwise, let's move on to the last point. Depth when squatting is something that a lot of people have trouble with. Now, some people think that you have to get your butt all the way down or it's not a real squat. But if your joints don't have the necessary mobility to get all the way down, but you're trying to force it, that means your body is trying to find movement in other joints that aren't supposed to be carrying that load. For example, one of the joint that's most tight in people that limits their depth is their ankle dorsiflexion, meaning that as they squat, their knee can't translate forward enough to allow them to go all the way down without leaning their trunk all the way forward. When this is tight and people try and go deeper, you'll see them turn their feet outward and then they'll pronate their feet, meaning that the arch collapses and this pulls the knees inward. Now, we've already talked about how you need to keep the knees out and allow the tibia to rotate inward so that we don't have unnecessary shearing. If you try and squat full depth with a tight ankle, you will have this compensation and then get that same shearing we're trying to avoid in the knee. I hope that video was helpful. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comment section. Otherwise, if you want to learn how to improve your ankle mobility so you can squat to full depth, go ahead and watch this video here as I discuss several different ways that we can go about doing this.